welcome to Good Game Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Bajo.
And I'm Hex.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
Coming up on the show, we splash paint like a squid should in Splatoon.
Oh, so much colour.
Ah, that looks like a lot of fun. What was that?
I don't know, it sounded like some sort of, like a chicken.
Scanning. Scanning. I don't detect any unusual life forms. Except for Bajo, of course.
Well, you keep those scanners going, D.A.R.R.E.N. Also on the show, we have a game that might just challenge Minecraft, Lego Worlds.
Again. D.A.R.R.E.N., you're the one with the lasers. You've got to do something.
Well, how about a D.A.R.R.E.N's challenge? This week, I'm asking you this. In the game Child of Light, what is the name of your Firefly sidekick? Answer at the end of the show.
All right, now it's time for Goose with the news. Where is that coming from?
Thanks guys, Goose here with all the spawny gaming news. Say, do you like Minecraft, Pokemon, Splatoon? Well, why play 3 different games when you could play them all in Minecraft? A map maker known as Seth Bling has brought the ink-based action of Splatoon into the blocky world, featuring 3 of the game's weapons, 1 map recreation, and the ability to turn into a squid and climb up the walls. Impressive. Meanwhile, another map maker known as Phoenix SC built this project known as Pokemon Cobalt and Amethyst, which manages to recreate Pokemon's battle system in its own special blocky way, of course. And over at the Electronic Entertainment Expo, Nintendo has held its first World Championships event since 1990. Contestants had to battle it out through a series of elimination rounds featuring a wide range of Nintendo games, with the final taking place in Super Mario Maker. John Numbers and Cosmo Wright raced each other through a level they'd never seen before, with John Numbers reaching the end and beating Bowser first to win the event.
There you have it, John Numbers, Nintendo World 2015 Nintendo World Champion.
Mario's creator Shigeru Miyamoto was even on hand to give him his prize.
And here it is, the trophy that is going to John Numbers, your 2015 Nintendo World Champion.
Meanwhile, a stack of new games have been announced, including Trackmania Turbo, the delightful-looking Unravel, and lots more. A man known as Styropyro has created this futuristic laser. The device is made of 8 parallel lasers that shoot through a lens to bend the beams. The contraption is powered at 40 watts and can even pop balloons. Well, D.A.R.R.E.N., it looks like your lasers have some competition. Strange. Anyway, that's all the news for this week. Back to you guys in the studio. That's getting really weird. Thought we got rid of the chickens.
Thanks, Goose. Lego Worlds completely surprised us when it showed up in early access without any warning, offering up what looks like some kind of cool mix between Lego and Minecraft.
But then this is a game that we all saw coming. Anyone who's played Minecraft at some point has gone, hey, this is kind of like Lego. And then they've gone on to think, hey, why isn't there a Lego game like this? Well, now there is.
Affirmative. We should stress that this is still in early access. It's not yet finished, but you can still buy it. On the surface, the similarities to Minecraft are easy to see. They both have procedurally generated open worlds made from blocks you can manipulate in any way you see fit.
But then it doesn't take long to realise that this is a very different game from Minecraft. When you start, you literally drop from the sky into the world and you're simply left to figure things out for yourself. I'm hoping there's going to be a tutorial added in later.
Yeah, me too, but there's not really that much to do right now anyway. There's no online multiplayer yet, there's no survival mode, no story, there's not even that many game mechanics to play with.
All you can do is build things and explore. As you explore, you'll find new props, vehicles, minifigs, and animals. When you find them, they'll unlock for you to purchase. And to purchase them, you'll need to spend studs, which you earn the same way you always have. By smashing things! Smash everything! Once you've purchased a prop, it will unlock for you to spawn as much as you like.
It's quite a lot of fun running around just finding new things to play with, isn't it? It really is just like a giant box of Lego come to life.
Yeah, absolutely, and I got particularly excited when I figured out you could ride everything. Ooh, a horse! Ooh, a car! A plane! Ah, a dragon!
Oh, dragons are so cool.
They're so awesome, and they can blow stuff up too.
Yeah.
Of course, creating is a large part of the experience. You can quickly place pre-built structures or build brick by brick. Or you can use terraforming tools to change the landscape. At the moment, you can't create custom vehicles, but hopefully that will come in the future.
Using pre-built buildings definitely makes construction a lot quicker than it is in Minecraft. A castle that would probably take you a few days to mine and build can be done in a few seconds. Within a few minutes, you can build a huge town of castles.
It's a bit of a strength and a weakness to the game, isn't it? Because it's great to be able to build something so quickly, but then you lose all that sense of satisfaction and accomplishment from doing it yourself.
Affirmative. Whereas in Minecraft, when you see a giant castle someone has built, it's impressive because they not only built it block by painstaking block, but they had to mine and collect everything to make it too. Providing they're not playing in creative mode, of course. Here, they've just built it from a menu. Where's the challenge in that?
Well, of course there is challenge in crafting your own epic creations brick by brick. It's just up to you whether you want to spend the time doing that or if you just want to quickly lay down a few pre-built buildings.
True, and for a lot of people, it can be quite daunting having to play architect and build everything brick by brick, so for them, this is great.
I was surprised by how fiddly the detailed construction tools are, however. I simply gave up trying to build a giant D.A.R.R.E.N statue because it just became too frustrating.
Well, I think the problem is they give you too much power and control, so it can feel a little bit confusing and unintuitive. But it could just be a matter of taking the time to master it.
Yeah, still, having easy-to-use tools should be priority number one for a game like this. At the moment, construction is either way too easy or way too fiddly, without any sort of middle ground. But that's exactly why this game is in early access, so they can shape and mold it until it's perfect.
Yes, they've definitely built themselves a strong foundation. I mean, there is a lot to like here already. Who can deny the appeal of an infinite world of Lego? I can't wait to see what this is like when it's finished.
There it is again.
Oh, well, that's most mysterious. I'll stay here and investigate while you two go to the spawn point desk.
Oh, good idea.
Good idea, Darren.
Whatever could it be?
All right, well, first up, we've got this one from the guy that's in D.A.R.R.E.N in Circuit City in ACT. Hi, guys. It's Mini D.A.R.R.E.N Man, and it smells in here. Pooey. I was wondering if, 1, is there going to be a new Simpsons game coming out? 2, also, is there going to be any Crash Bandicoot coming out again? 3, is there going to be any new cars in the new Need for Speed? Bajo. Hex. D.A.R.R.E.N is a noob.
Well, Mini D.A.R.R.E.N guy, we haven't heard anything about a new Simpsons game, unfortunately, but we have found out there will be a Simpsons pack in LEGO Dimensions.
Ah, Darren totally called that one a few weeks ago when he saw the donut in the trailer, remember?
Yeah, absolutely, he did. There's also going to be Doctor Who, Scooby-Doo, and Portal 2 packs for it as well.
Exciting. As for a dedicated Simpsons game, though, we haven't heard about one being in the works. And sadly, it's the same story with Crash Bandicoot. We haven't heard about any new Crash games in development, at least not for the time being.
We have heard plenty of people say they'd like to bring Crash back, so I feel like there's a good chance we'll see something new from him in the near future. Maybe there's just nothing announced for now.
Fingers crossed he gets a reboot or a re-release soon. And finally, I'm sure the new Need for Speed will have some new cars in it.
Yeah, it'll have plenty of sick cars. They haven't released a full list yet, but the trailer we have seen shows a handful of cars like the Skyline GTR, the Porsche 911, and Ford Mustang, which I'm pretty sure have all been in other Need for Speed games.
But now let's move on to this one from Person, who is in Place, Victoria.
I've been there, and I've met that person. In the last episode, you wanted to make Darren drink from the Noob Cup because he pronounced Pokemon wrong. However, Darren stated that he pronounced Pokemon properly. All three of you pronounced it wrong, however. The correct pronunciation is Pokémon, like fiancé, or the Pokemon Flabébé. As well as this, in the anime, Ash pronounces it Pokémon. So I think that all three of you have to drink from the Noob Cup. Oh no, Hex! I don't want to drink from the Noob Cup. It's all slimy and gross and smells like almonds.
Actually, Bajo, I think we might be safe because we also got this email from the Fact Core, who is outside Australia.
The core of facts.
I am the Fact Core, and I am here to tell you that Darren was wrong! Pokemon is indeed pronounced Pokemon. Why? Because of the accent above the E. And if you listen to how they pronounce Pokemon in the show, they actually say Pokemon. It's even in the theme song. And the new theme song. That's right, Darren was wrong. I guess it's Noob Cup time for him. Fact Core out.
Oh, well, if the Fact Core says we got it right, we must have got it right, Hex.
Well, I think we can actually settle this. How about we just go straight to the source and listen to the theme song to hear how they actually say it?
That's a really good idea, Hex. Roll the song, Kerry! Well, I reckon that sounds more like they're saying Pokemon, personally.
I don't know, I've got to admit there is a bit more of an A sound to it, kind of like a halfway between Poke-E and Poke-A, so I'm not sure. I mean, probably both are acceptable.
Oh, well, fair enough. Either way, Darren was wrong, though, right? So we should totally get him to drink from the Noob Cup. He's got no excuse this time.
No, he doesn't. He's gonna have to drink it.
Hello.
Hey, Darren, it's Bartre here from Good Game Spawn Point. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Hello.
Cool. Hex is here as well. Say hi, Hex.
Hi, it's me.
Down to business, Darren. No more of this pleasantness. We've been getting a lot of complaints about how you say Pokemon, and I don't think people accepted your excuse the other week that they're all wrong and you are the only one who is right.
Well, it sounds like a them problem, not a Darren problem. Plus, it's how my algorithms decide the word should be pronounced. And if a bunch of humans think they're smarter than the most complex and advanced robo-neural network in the universe, well, I guess that makes them noobs.
Darren, it's got nothing to do with algorithms. It's literally how the show pronounces the word in its introduction.
Irrelevant.
Darren, I think you'll find it is totally relevant. You're going to have to drink from the Noob Cup, I'm afraid.
You're going to have to drink from the Noob Cup.
Negative. You
Yeah.
can't
Drink-
make me.
Drink from the Noob Cup. Drink from the Noob Cup. Drink from the Noob Cup. Drink from the
Pokemon,
Noob
I tell
Cup.
you. Pokemon!
All right, Darren, we'll be nice to you. Just a quick sip, okay? Just a little sip.
I don't want
See, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Oh, it's horrible. It's like pure condensed noob. You know, I'm allergic to noobs. You know that. Well, now it's over with. I have some news. I think I've located the source of those mysterious... Oh, it's horrible. Those mysterious squawks from earlier. But it requires a bit more investigation.
Oh, great. Well, you get back to your investigating. Let's move on now to this one from the last rubber chicken, who is in Cake Town, New South Wales.
All right, talk to you soon, Darren. Oh, I dropped it in the cup, Hex!
No! Oh, you're getting ugly.
Are you still there, Darren? Hi, GGSP. How could you do this to the rubber chickens? Why did you get rid of us? I had to go to K-Town. Now you must answer my question. 1. What are some good Wii U games? Oh, and by the way, don't you think the Darren is a noob thing is getting old? Bring back the rubber chickens! Exclamations! Hot bunnies! Almost as awesome as the rubber chickens. Well, Chicken, I'd highly recommend just about any of Nintendo's games for Wii U. New Super Mario Bros., Mario 3D World, Zelda Wind Waker, Smash Bros., Mario Kart, Captain Toad, Pikmin 3, and Splatoon, which we're about to review. They are all great games.
Gadzooks! Bajo, Hex, I've figured it out! I've figured out where the squawks are coming from!
What is it, Darren?
Well, I detected vast sums of unexplained and unusual quarks appearing spontaneously in the studio. They were causing the squawk sounds.
Quarks?
Well, they're one of the smallest particles known to man, and are the building blocks of the building blocks of atoms. But these quarks were different somehow. They seemed to be bleeding through into our universe from a parallel universe. They weren't quarks, they were squawks from a parallel rubber chicken universe.
Darren, that's ridiculous.
You can scoff all you like, Hex, but the facts speak for themselves. I can only hypothesize that these squawks must be appearing as a result of all the spawnlings' demands for the rubber chickens to return. The combined emotional outcry must be creating some kind of spiritual and metaphysical bond between our universes.
What does it all mean, Darren?
Well, there's only one thing for it. We've got to bring back the rubber chickens, or else our universe is at risk of becoming one giant scrambled egg.
So, wait, we're bringing back the rubber chickens?
Affirmative. We're bringing back the rubber chickens.
Oh, yay!
Thanks for that, Darren.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I'd better get back to the studio to prepare for the Splatoon review.
Oh, yes, looking forward to that. Bye, Darren.
See you soon.
Bye.
Well, if you have any questions you'd like us to answer, then please send them in here. And we better be getting back as well, Hex.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, let's go.
All that interdimensional chicken stuff is interesting.
Guys, Nintendo spend a lot of time doing reboots and sequels, but it's pretty rare that we see a brand new game with brand new characters.
Yes, but that's exactly what we have with the ink-splashing chaos of Splatoon.
Oh, you're a kid now, you're a squid now, you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid, you're a squid.
Splatoon's a bit tricky to describe. When I first saw this Wii U game, it seemed to be all about third-person multiplayer shooting, and that is a part of it. Obviously, instead of shooting bullets, you're shooting ink. When you get down to it though, inking the environment is actually more important than splattering your opponents. But before we talk multiplayer, the single-player mode is actually a better place to start.
Affirmative. Single player works much like many Nintendo platformers, with a hub world linking you to various levels, which drip feed the core mechanics to you. The most interesting one is how your ink gun works. Instead of picking up boxes of ammo, you can transform into a squid and suck up fresh ink while swimming around in it.
Yes, it is such a clever reloading mechanic.
Absolutely, especially as swimming in the ink has so many other gameplay benefits. You can swim up walls that you've covered in ink, and generally, you're a lot less visible in the ink, so you can use it to hide from enemies.
Yeah, the ink really becomes your safe place, doesn't it? If you've been hurt by enemy ink, then swimming in your own colour quickly recharges your health. Plus, you move faster in it, so you can use it as a way to dodge enemy fire.
And I loved how you can always see just how much ink you have left in your backpack container. So there's no need to show an ammo counter in the heads-up display. That's smart, clean game design.
They've also squeezed a lot of gameplay out of the ink mechanic. As well as the usual enemies shooting ink at you, more creative obstacles include these ink-mopping robots that erase the paths you're trying to travel along. Oh, and I particularly liked the spongy platforms that you can enlarge with ink.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much depth they crammed into the single-player mode. It comes with all the usual Nintendo trimmings like epic 3-stage boss encounters. And naturally, there are collectibles. For this game, it's orbs that you can spend on weapon upgrades.
They're a bit grindy though. I was half a dozen levels in before I could afford my first rapid-fire upgrade. But when a game looks and plays this well, I don't mind a bit of grinding. Oh, and the lighting and ink reflections. It's easily one of the best looking Wii U games out there. But let's move on to the multiplayer.
Considering how few online-focused games Nintendo has released in the past, this is a big step forward for the publisher. Finding and joining games is a speedy and painless experience.
And how good is that little squid minigame? While you're waiting for the lobby to fill with players on the TV, you can be playing away on the gamepad.
Yes, I want mini games for all my lobby and loading screens from now on, please. And it's such a great use of the Wii U gamepad too. Back to the online play itself. The default mode is a 4 versus 4 team game, with the winning team being whichever one paints more of the map with their ink.
It's easy to make the mistake of trying to take out opponents, which of course you can do. But really, it's the map you have to focus on.
Affirmative. Ideally, an effective team should have a mix of players using ink rollers as well as guns. The rollers can lay down thick paths of ink, which not only count towards the team's ink coverage, but these paths can also be used as highways for the rest of the team to speed along in squid form.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when your team's really working together to own that critical middle ground on a map. And there's such a clear feeling of momentum in a match when everything you can see is splattered in your team's ink.
I agree, this is heaps of fun when your team is working and clicking together, but I had a lot of games where we really struggled. And I put that down to a lack of voice chat. I just really wanted to be able to talk to my team.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think the aim of inking the map is straightforward enough that this doesn't really need voice chat. I have to say though, I really got stuck into this. There's such a great sense of progression as you unlock new weapons and wearable gear with their own buffs. Plus, when you hit level 10, you get access to the Splat Zones mode, which is a bit like King of the Hill, but it's so much fun.
Overall, guys, I thought this could have had a few more options to flesh it out, like maybe bots, maybe a few more online options, but, this is such a clever game. Those inking mechanics are fantastic. I'm gonna give it, wait for it, 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens!
Yes! Well, for me, this game delivered on every front. The art style and the colours are just so vibrant, and there's a tremendous amount of depth here if you put the time in. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
All hail the chickens!
All hail the chickens!
Hail the chickens!
And Carrie.
And Carrie.
Well, how Carrie?
Well, we are almost at the end of the show, so you know what that means. It's time for the answer to Darren's challenge.
At the start of the show, I asked you this. In the game Child of Light, what is the name of your Firefly sidekick? And the answer is... Igniculus!
Yes.
And what a very helpful, shiny ball of light he was. Next week on the show, we explore and build in space with Cosmocoria. But Hex, you won't be with us next episode.
That's right. I'll be in America for the Electronic Entertainment Expo to see the year's biggest gaming announcements. I'm so excited, you guys. New games, virtual reality. Oh.
I might pop along to interview some developers too.
Yes, all right, Darren. We'll talk about that when we get there. I better go pack. Look after the show while I'm gone. Hex out.
Bye, Hex. Have a good time. Bajo out.
Darren out. Oh, Bajo, we should check that Goose can co-host with us next week.
Top idea, Darren. Goose! Goose!
Hey guys.
Hey, Goose, how's it going?
Good, where's Hex?
She's gone off to E3, and we were wondering, would you like to co-host with us next episode?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
Right then, here are the rules.
Darren, I have done this before, you know.
That's why we introduce the rules. Number 1, no tapping your feet.
Oh.
That's a definite Darren don't.
What do you think about leg jiggling?
That's a Darren don't. But complimenting me on my cheese toasties, that's a Darren do.